Hi everyone, thank you for listening to Down Under Community Radio. We have Sam with us today. Sam will be doing a segment on how he lost 10 kilos in 10 weeks with ease. Over to you, Sam.
Hello everyone, and hope you all had a wonderful and amazing new year, and welcome back to the Health and Lifestyle series for 2017, where we're going to be taking topics and breaking them down to its deepest level. 3 months ago, I was about 10 kilos overweight. My doctor had told me my cholesterol and blood pressure was off the charts. It was due to stressful times, overworking, over-drinking, which led to overeating and lack of exercise and rest. Something had to be done. Then I came across the documentary Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead on Netflix. The host, Joe Cross, lost 80 pounds in 60 days by juice fasting. So that's about 35 kilos in about 60 days.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yep, it all made sense, but I could not fathom not eating at all and just be on a juice diet. I was thinking, what about the fiber? What about the strength for a gym workout? All came to mind. So I said to myself, I'm going to replace 2 meals a day with juice and eat 1 meal a day, whether that is lunch or dinner. It's only 1 meal. So I got on with it to see if it would work for me. Then I realized there was more challenges along the way, and I will go into each step I did and the challenges I faced. Needless to say, I succeeded in losing 10 kilos in 10 weeks without starving myself. That's 1 kilo a week, and if that's something you would like to achieve, keep listening. I also incorporated intermittent fasting, and it worked like a charm. So let's get into it, how I did it, and maybe you can do the same. The best thing I can say is find what works for you, but most importantly, make sure it works. So the first thing I did, have a goal. I won't get into goal setting, but what do you want to achieve? In the case of this talk, it's 1 kilo a week for 10 weeks. The second thing I did was buy a juicer. Not a blender, not that NutriBullet, okay, it's a juicer. So you can pick one up for about $100, and mine is a Breville.
With a juicer, does it keep the pulp, or does it mash the pulp, the one that you've got?
No, it just draws out the juice from the vegetables.
Just pulls the juice and discards the pulp
and everything. So if you're a bit concerned about your fiber, okay, maybe you can take a little bit of pulp and put it back into the shaker. And okay, so that comes to the third point. Okay, stock up your groceries with vegetable and fruit that can be juiced. And more importantly, vegetables, because fruit has some sugar. Okay, so fruit is used to just sweeten it up. What I mainly use, and I've listed these, okay, broccoli, spinach, kale, tomatoes, carrots, celery, beetroot, ginger, asparagus, and fruits like oranges, apple, watermelon, rock melon, strawberries, pineapple, and kiwi fruit. And in the morning, okay, what I do is I juice 2 basketfuls of these vegetable and fruit, which makes about 500 to 700 mils of juice. Drink 1 in the morning and leave the other in the fridge for lunch or dinner. This juice will give you enough nutrients for the day.
Does it change flavour or colour or texture if you leave it in the fridge?
No, it actually, basically, when you do leave it in the fridge, you'll see different colour tones. So you'll see the clear spaces, and the one that's already it has its pulp and everything. So when you shake it, and everything goes back to green.
So you definitely have to shake it before before you take
Yeah,
it.
of course. And if you use beetroot, okay, it's going to turn all red. So just make sure that you're not wearing a white T-shirt or something. You know what I mean? Okay, so all right. The next tip, number 5. Okay, get the app called Fat Secret or Fitness Pal on your iPhone or your Android. I use Fat Secret because I find it easier to use because there's not a lot of sign-up procedures because I'm also lazy as well. So this is only for the beginning stages. If you don't like to count calories like myself, but you got to familiarize yourself with foods you eat. And just make sure that your calories out is greater than your calories in. Okay, track this for about 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll have an idea what each food contains. Okay, so what else I did was weigh in every day, and if you notice an increase, then what is it that you ate led to this increase, and you can cut that out or reduce it. So for example, avocados, I really love it. And I know there's a lot of health benefits for avocados, but just for the weight loss, I cut it out. Do you know what I mean? And once I've reached my goal, then I can start eating it again. And that goes with bananas as well. Even though it's good to have it, but I just notice an increase. So whatever works for you, okay. If you notice an increase, I just cut it out, okay, and replace it with an apple or something. So I did this for about 3 weeks, and then I stopped using the app. Okay.
Talking about apps, some people tend to forget, to do different things during the day. I came across this app. It was actually in one of the movies that I was watching. It's called Mind Jogger.
Yeah, what does that do?
Sometimes you forget to do certain things during the day. You can set like a period of time that you want a reminder, and you can have multiple reminders randomly during that period of time.
Right.
So for example, if you need to have lunch between 12 and 2, you can set 15 random reminders in that period.
Really? Okay.
And it'll tell you.
Right.
Once you actually do it, you just say, yep, I've done it, and it won't remind you again.
Okay.
And not only that, it'll give you how you're going for using your reminders and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a lazy guy, so setting up reminders is not something I would do, but whatever works for anyone. Okay. So what I come here to talk about is how to do it without struggle. Okay, and without thinking too much either. And I don't recommend counting calories all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure a lot of people don't like to do that as well. So it's just having an idea, on what's in your food. Okay, like for example, nuts. If you do some research on nuts, they are fats, but they're good fats. Okay, nuts such as Brazil nuts are high in calories, so about 2 to 3 of them a day is enough. Okay, so the main thing is just to just have an idea of what you're eating. Okay, you don't have to count your calories. Okay,
that's good. I'm not much of a counter.
Yeah. So number 6 is exercise. Now, because you're only eating once a day and juicing twice, you don't have to do much vigorous exercise. Okay, only if you want to. I go for a run or swim for 30 minutes to an hour a day, and I've actually lowered the weight in the weight training because my goal is to lose weight first. And I also found that when I lift heavy, I tend to eat more. Okay, so that's personal experience. So I did more cardio work, and I increased the weight training once I reached my goal. Or I can keep doing the same thing to lose the next 10 kilos. So I'm currently at 13 kilos, actually 14 kilos down. So I'm aiming for another 5 or 6 kilos.
They say after the first 10 kilos, it's very difficult to go further.
Yes, you do. You plateau after 10 kilos for some reason. So once I reach another 5 or 6 kilos, then I'll have a talk on that. Okay.
Cool.
So you're right. Yep. It is harder after 10 kilos, and so I'm going to work out methods to lose that. But I'm just doing similar to what I'm doing right now. Okay, and maybe cutting a few more things cutting more things out. And okay, so number 7. Okay, this really helped. I introduced intermittent fasting into the equation. I first heard about intermittent fasting from the YouTube channel called Kino Body. Intermittent fasting is the way in which you can push back your first meal to later in the day, or as long as possible. There are a lot of health benefits in fasting, which you can look up for yourself. But the idea is you push your first meal back, say past 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That means that you didn't eat breakfast or lunch, and sometimes I push it back till 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening after my gym workout. So that leaves only a short period of time to put in your calories. Say you sleep about 12 a.m. and you ate about 8 o'clock. That's about a 4-hour window for eating. Some may say, oh, that's not good to eat late at night. But hey, you fasted the whole day. You're definitely not in a calorie surplus. Okay, some people may say it's too hard to fast that long. That's why I recommend juice fasting instead of a water fast. In that way, you are getting the nutrients, and even juice fasting past 5 p.m. can be challenging. And what got me through was the next point, number 8, and that is snacking. And now you can say that's not fasting, true, but I did juice fast for 2 meals, and I implemented intermittent fasting. Okay, so from intermittent fasting methods, and I learned that from Kino Body. He mentioned things to blunt your hunger, like black coffee, sparkling water, or an apple. And I kind of did the same, but I didn't want to struggle. Okay, so this talk is about doing it without struggle. So I had coffee with a touch of milk. Okay, just a touch of milk. I had an apple here and there, and especially after a workout, I had an apple. And I had a handful of nuts, such as almonds and cashew nuts, and 2 to 3 Brazil nuts that I only eat during the daytime. I also had dark chocolate, okay, only 1 serving. That's no more than 4 pieces from a block of dark chocolate. The reason for this is for mental alertness in my working day. And after my workout, I was ready for my first and only meal. And that first meal is going to be delicious, trust me. And you can even have more things such as potato chips or ice cream, okay? But not too much, okay? As long as you feel that you're still in a calorie deficit, okay? So you can eat whatever, because you only got that 3 or 4 hour window to eat, to put in the calories. Yeah.
What I found, if I'm fasting, I can actually have electrolytes,
Yep.
and that'll stop the stomach cravings.
Yes. I just had electrolytes just to hydrate myself. I didn't know that it can blunt the hunger as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
Well,
I was sick for a couple of weeks, and pretty much all I could take was electrolytes at one stage.
yeah.
And I lost so many kilos over that period.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was I was losing the kilos in the wrong spots.
All right.
And when I was losing it, I felt so irritated. I couldn't sit, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't lie down. Just I don't know if you experienced that as well when you were losing the kilos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do feel a bit tired, during the day sometimes. But like I said, I take things like dark chocolate and things, and coffee. So it revitalizes yourself. And for electrolytes, I use coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's really hydrating. But the juice itself is already hydrating. And that's one thing to look out for. Is you'll be going to the toilet a lot, you'll be peeing a lot, so watch out for that. Okay, but the good thing is that you're detoxing and you're always hydrated. Okay, so that's for snacking. I mean, other choices. If you're juicing, then you tend to choose better foods as well. Okay, so things like apples and nuts and things. If you feel a little bit peckish before bed, have some plain unsweet low-fat yogurt with a little bit of oats and a handful of blueberries and dried cranberries all mixed up. So yogurt is good for digestion, so it's okay to eat it at night time.
And oats is good for the cholesterol.
Yes, it is too. Quite a lot, really. Gotta have a talk on you, what you did. Other snacks I had was like beef jerkies and blue cheese. And if you like potatoes, make potato wedges. Okay, so add some salt, olive oil, and some parsley and bake them. So that makes a really good snack. Number 9 is to keep your meal simple. And I generally make brown rice and stir-fried chicken and beef, and but more importantly, more vegetables. Okay, so put more vegetables. And if you're going out to eat, then eat that one meal for the day, and make sure it's good choices. Okay.
If you're using rice, it's always good to wash it before you actually use it.
We always do.
Because they say, actually, I think it's brown rice has more arsenic, sort of like on it than white rice does.
Oh, really? Okay. So it has more.
So just rinse it before you use it, and should be fine.
Well, in our Asian culture, we always wash it about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
How do you normally wash your rice?
Oh, just.
Do you use hot water, cold water?
I just use cold water, and just wash your hands and do a little rinse.
So you just shake it up a little and
pour it out, pour the water out, and then do another one. And because I've got reverse osmosis water, I'll put
best you can get.
Yeah, I'll do the final rinse with the reverse osmosis water, and when I fill it up, I kind of leave about a centimeter or centimeter and a half of water
above the rice.
Yeah. So what else to look out for when juicing? Okay, is over snacking. I found that to be a real challenge. Make sure you snack sparingly and only one serving, and don't end up eating 3 handfuls of nuts. That pretty much makes up a whole meal. And maybe look up what's in them. Like I said before, nuts are fats, but they're good fats. Okay, and you find that Brazil nuts are high in calories, so only have a couple of them. And you'll find that Brazil nuts are also high in zinc and selenium. Okay. So, any other questions?
Selenium's very good for you, actually.
Yeah, it's good for men, especially.
Well, they say
that's what I read up on. Yeah.
Selenium's supposed to be sort of like helping the body fight cancer.
It does, yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. So that's my 10 steps for for losing 10 kilos
Awesome.
in 10 weeks without much struggle. Okay, but you always struggle a little bit at the beginning because you're changing new habits. Okay, but make this part of your lifestyle, and you can keep the weight down. Okay, and most importantly, you'll feel so much better. Okay, and also please check with your doctor to see if any of these tips are not suitable for you, and remember to formulate what works for you. Okay, if you want to have these points, if you want to listen to them again, please go to our YouTube channel at Down Under Radio Programs. And please, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and share your comments, and like and subscribe. So is there any more questions, Renee, at all, or?
No, I think that's about it.
That's about it, yeah. I just want to get through those points so that...
Did you want to give them just a quick summary of it, or?
Yeah, well, okay, the first thing, okay, I'll just do a little bit of summary. Number 1 is have a goal. Number 2 is buy a juicer. Number 3 is stock up your groceries with vegetables and fruit. Number 4 is juice them, make about 500 to 700 mils, and that should be enough nutrients for the day. Get the app. Number 5 is get the app, Fat Secret or Fitness Pal, and track your progress for the first couple of weeks. Okay, and you should be creating a momentum after that. Number 6 is exercise. Okay, so you don't have to do a lot if you're juice fasting, but yeah, just do what works for you there in terms of exercise. So more activities, and as long as your calories out is greater than your calories in. Number 7 is that I introduce intermittent fasting to the equation. So that means pushing your meal back as long as possible. And maybe have a few snacks to blunt your hunger. You can have a bit of black coffee, dark chocolate. Apple is the best, I think.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with dark chocolate. It tends to constipate some people. It's a natural.
Does it? Okay.
Natural remedy.
Yep. Like I said, whatever works for everyone. Okay. I mean, dark chocolate, I heard that it makes you eat less if you're going to eat your meal. So if you had dark chocolate beforehand, it makes you eat a little bit less. But for me, dark chocolate is just for my mental alertness. Okay, when I'm you're having a long day at work, you know what I mean, so it just keeps you awake, with some coffee as well. Number 7 is snacking. So choose better snacks, okay, like nuts and things. Did I get through that one already? Yeah, I think I did. Snacking. Number 9 is keep your meal simple. All right, so I tend to sometimes make fancy food sometimes, and you find that
So the KISS formula works the best.
Yeah, keep it simple. Silly. But I mean, unless you're going out, okay, you're going to eat really nice food, like Korean barbecue or but if you are going to go eat out, okay, then just have that one meal.
It's very hard during the festive season.
Absolutely, yes, it is. But now that's over, then there's no excuses. Let's get into it again.
Yep.
So the other things to look out for is that juicing will make you pee a lot. It makes you go to the toilet a lot.
So make sure you know where the public toilets are.
That's right. We'll plan ahead.
And hopefully they're still open.
Yeah.
These days they're closing them left, right and centre.
And keep them clean too, so that's, they'll keep them open more often. So there you have it, guys. There's, if you found it very helpful, please go to our YouTube channel. Next week, our personal trainer, hopefully he can make it. He's saying maybe next Thursday, and we'll get his tips on fitness and training. So whether you want to to lose weight or to gain muscle or get muscle tone. I look forward to that. And so these tips are what worked for me. So you can take it on board, or you can just implement into your own regime.
Awesome.
And so.
Thank you, Sam, for coming in and sharing your experiences.
Yep.
We at Down Under Radio would like to wish you a Happy New Year. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And now for more Down Under Radio music.